As many of you have probably heard, the Nintendo Switch Lite has been seeing some early releases across the world, and we just so happened to get lucky enough to get our hands on one of them. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox the turquoise Nintendo Switch Lite. Now, as you can see here, the box is a good bit smaller than the regular Nintendo Switch box. Normally, you can't hold one of those in a single hand. A large part of that isn't so much that the Nintendo Switch Lite is smaller, but because it has a lot less parts. The regular Switch box has to have the dock, the controller bits. There's a lot more going on, whereas the Switch Lite is the Switch Lite. So let's slide this open. And there it is right away. So there's a little less presentation on this one, I think, compared to the regular Switch. The regular Switch, there's kind of slots and placement for everything, whereas this is right off the bat, the Switch Lite. Let's go ahead and grab that. And then real quick before we go into the in-depths of that, beneath it, we do have everything else this comes with, including the AC adapter and paperwork, which we're not gonna deal with that right now. And here we have it. Okay, so I gotta say right off the bat, I know I should probably talk about like the actual Switch itself real quick, but first, the color, because the turquoise actually looks quite a bit different from what I anticipated. It's still definitely turquoise, but it shifts a little more green than I expected. It's still definitely more so blue, but there's just a little bit more of a green to it that works really well with the white trim. The white buttons, the white sticks, the shoulders, looks really nice, especially because it matches that logo on the back. Oh, wow. This is somehow simultaneously bigger and smaller than I imagined, if that makes sense. Like, just actually having it in my hand and how much I've been playing my Switch lately, this feels smaller for sure, but the screen doesn't look quite as tiny as I expected it to. I mean, it is definitely not the same size as a regular Switch. And actually, I have my new Switch right here, so let's go ahead and kind of grab those real quick. So that when you see them side by side like this, you can definitely see the difference. I mean, it is smaller all around, but I really like the fact that it is just one solid unit. This is kind of a weird, very specific complaint, but when I've used the regular Switch in handheld mode without any kind of grip or any kind of special casing or anything like that, I never really liked the feeling of where the Joy-Cons attached. You just had that line there that always felt a little weird to me, and I understand why it's there, it makes sense, it's still all for good, but having one unit that's just a single piece, you can just feel the difference right away, especially with just how solid the whole thing feels. The weight's way more evenly distributed. Yeah, the power brick looks the exact same, maybe not. I'll be right back, real quick, 1 second. Yep, they're the same. Yeah, completely double checking here. Other than maybe some fine print from like production line, it's the same thing. Does that cable look longer though? That's just me hoping for a slightly longer power cable. Nope, they're the same. Yeah, exact same charger. Okay, so we're getting the same charger. I'm not being like super in depth right now because I'm just really trying this hands-on. I will say one thing I was a little worried about when I first saw some of the design changes on this. They moved the speakers to the bottom, and part of me was worried that was going to impact how it would sound. I'm definitely gonna do a more like in-depth side-by-side comparison with my regular Switch, but it works so far. Something you can see too that's the difference is that this does not have a kickstand like the regular Switch, but in its place, we still have the SD card slot, which is its own little door. And it's the same style as the game card slot, where it just kind of pops out a little bit. It's got the little plasticky hinge so it bends out. It's actually the vent fans are really different too. So on the regular Switch, something that became a little bit of a problem, especially with the first run Switches, because they got really, really hot, is you see the vent right here for the fan? Over time, as the Switch gets hot over and over again, some of the plastic can start to warp a little bit, and these teeth in particular were something that could snap and break off. In fact, my original launch Switch doesn't have anything. Like, that whole grill is just gone. I mean, the underneath part's there, but the plastic ends here, gone. Whereas with the Switch Lite, you can see that they added more of them, made it a little wider, but also made it a lot thicker. So as a result, that plastic's gonna probably last a lot longer, plus not actually being able to dock it is going to heavily reduce how much heat it generates. So the ABXYs are actually different. It's considerably less clicky. They're a softer button on the Switch Lite versus, I mean, you can even hear this probably if I put this right up here. Yeah, definitely a difference. Like, this has a very clear click point, whereas this is a little more of an older school button style, which I kind of like actually. Yeah, same deal. Shoulders in these they're a little clickier than the ABXYs on the Lite, but Still not as much as on the regular Joy-Con. The R and L feel the same, ZR, ZL feel different. Sticks feel very similar at first glance. I'm gonna test that a lot more. But right now, they feel like the same kind of resistance. Same stick height, right? Yeah, feels very similar. And then of course, the big update that people we're really excited forward to seeing on the Lite that the regular Switch doesn't have is an actual official D-pad from Nintendo. So I don't really have a D-pad to compare that to. I can say right now, it is nothing like using the 4 buttons on the left though. Not nearly as clicky and gives you that nice little satisfying D-pad rolling effect you can do. Hey guys, you're used to seeing us do ads every now and then. Well, this time it's time to do an ad for ourselves. This is the first shirt design we're selling on our YouTube channel. It's a design that we had commissioned by Digital Addict. It is a super awesome design. Check out his other work and the shirt that we have listed down below. If you love it and you want to grab it, make sure to use this coupon code right here to get 15% off your order today. So these are all just reactions to things that I'm seeing right out of the box. I mean, just feeling the buttons, looking at the screen. I haven't done anything super in-depth yet, obviously. So there's a lot more I'm gonna need to do. More games I wanna try on it, see what games might actually be a little better on the Lite, what ones might be a little worse, what's gonna work with a smaller screen or a lack of ability to remove Joy-Cons, all that kind of good stuff. If there's anything specific that you guys wanna know, make sure to let us know in the comments of this video so we can make sure that we check everything people wanna learn about this system and see how it compares to a regular Switch. I'm also gonna make sure to test out a lot of accessories that have already been made for the regular Switch, so if you have one and you're thinking of upgrading to the Lite, I can hopefully help answer some worries about what do you already have that will still work with the new one. I also got a couple different Switch Lite specific accessories sent out a little early, different cases, grips, that kind of thing, so we'll see how those work for the Lite as well. And most importantly at all, for me at least, I really want to see what it's going to be like juggling having my account on both this Switch Lite and my regular Switch. I'm really curious how much I'm going to enjoy the idea of using this on the go while having my regular Switch just permanently docked. That might work. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll let you guys know soon.